Welcome to the Small Business Report with your co-host, Carl Brown, the Executive Director of the DC Small Business Development Center, and Sharon Morton. They're bringing you all the tools you need to succeed. Stay tuned for expert advice for business owners, subject matter experts, and government agencies on how to start, grow, and finance your business right here at HUR Voices on Sirius XM, Channel 141. The Small Business Report will be right back with a show you don't want to miss after these messages.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, are you a small or mid-sized business? Let BDPAtoday.com help you leverage emerging technologies and digital innovations to transform your business.
BDPAtoday.com will highlight your organization's innovations, solutions, and success stories. Let BDPAtoday.com publish your branded videos, blogs, and photos to a national tech industry audience and assist with your awareness building campaign. With BDPAtoday.com, you can network with qualified and certified tech professionals and get access to developers, gamers, hackers, and interns to join your team for short or long-term projects.
Visit BDPAtoday.com for true digital transformation that will drive competitive advantage to your organization.
That's BDPAtoday.com.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharon Morton.
Welcome to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. This is Carl Brown, your host, and I got on the line with me today my co-host.
As always, Sharon Morton with Morton Media. We are excited, Carl, because we have some great guests on, right?
Oh, I'm telling you, we couldn't do any better. We couldn't do any better. We have Grisel, Saez, and Nicole Quiroga on from the Washington, well, it's the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
And they are doing phenomenal work at the Chamber of Commerce. And I'll tell you, they have really got the interests of the folks. Hundreds of people are flocking to their webinars and taking part in their programming. So, we brought them on to, let more people know about all the good work that they're doing over there.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom half of the show, we got Nicole Roberts Jones coming on, and her Bankroll Your Brilliance.
I love that.
Oh yeah, and she's an executive coach, and she's going to talk about all her years of experience working with phenomenal people, and we're looking forward to that. But
well, in the meantime and in between time, we have a little over a minute to go. During the break, you were talking about all the great work that the DC SBDC, the DC Small Business Development Center, is doing, and how you have doubled your numbers.
It's been crazy. We have worked with this year, 2020, we did 783 clients.
Wow.
But, that over 4,600 hours of counseling for, free, no cost, confidential counseling. We did 69 workshops, webinars, everything's online. We had almost 2,000 people attend these webinars, and all free. Loan package review, we did almost $11 million in 5 months.
Wow.
Loan package, that's money people got, not promised, but people received this money, period.
Okay, well, because we're about to run out of time, let's let everybody know how they can get in touch with
SBDC.org is my shop. And if you're in Houston or Hawaii, Americas, SBDC.org, Americas with an S, SBDC.org, and we can take care of you, and everything's free.
So we'll be right back after these messages here on the Small Business Report on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141, HUR Voices.
Are you in trouble with the IRS? Whether you owe federal or state taxes, are under audit or need to dispute your case in tax court, don't go up against the IRS alone. Let the tax experts at the law office of Beverly Winstead fight for you. With more than 15 years of tax law experience, the law office of Beverly Winstead has successfully negotiated settlements, reduced payments, and won disputes against the IRS for its clients. Go to www.irshelpattorneys.com for tax resolution for you or your business, or call 301-306-1234. The law office of Beverly Winstead, you're not alone. Call 301-306-1234.
Are you a business owner and your business needs a boost? Are you ready to build or grow a profitable business that delivers new clients and customers to you every month? Have your business highlighted on a national radio show or TV network. Let MortonMediaTV.com help you get the maximum exposure your business deserves so that you can get the customers you need. MortonMediaTV.com will help you start or grow your business rapidly through the power of TV and radio. You can reach hundreds of thousands of viewers and listeners who want to buy your product or service. At MortonMediaTV.com, our mission is to teach business owners how to use the media to their benefit. You can become a thriving entrepreneur and achieve the financial freedom you've always dreamed about. Go to MortonMediaTV.com and get your business on TV or radio for the maximum exposure you deserve and the customers you need. That's MortonMediaTV.com.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, this is your host, Carl Brown and Sharon Morton. Are you a growing small or mid-sized government contractor ready to reduce your back office costs? Do you want to maximize your compliance and minimize risk managing contracts? Move your business to the next level of success with At-Work Systems.
At-Work's OneLink solution provides electronic self-services to every employee, greatly reducing frustrating paperwork. Your managers get out-of-the-box processes that increases productivity, improves control, and eliminates surprises. And most importantly, your executives get the real-time data and analysis needed to make better decisions.
Take it from us here on the Small Business Report on SiriusXM. Let At-Work Systems streamline your back office and save you money while doing it.
Visit exploreatwork.com now and receive your free demo and business assessment. That's exploreatwork.com.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharon Morton.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. And as we promised, we have Grisel, Saez, and Nicole Quiroga.
Right.
From the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they are doing phenomenal work. And so, ladies, please introduce yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all so much. My name is Nicole Quiroga. I'm the president and CEO of the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber. And I have been at the Chamber for about 4 years. And let me go ahead and let Grisel introduce herself, and then I can go from there if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and tell everybody what the Chamber does, too. That's really important.
Well, sure. So, Grisel, go ahead, and then I'll just kind of toss it.
Oh, of course. Hi, everybody. My name is Grisel Saez, and I am the Director of Grants and Programs for the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber. I'm new to the Chamber. Actually, I'm not new to the Chamber, new to the position. I began with the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber in October. However, prior to that, I did have my own business, or I still do have my own business. So I certainly am aware of the pitfalls and of the issues that a small business owner has, and also in terms of working with the Chamber, in terms of nonprofit and the foundation, that has really helped me to provide better service, I feel, for small business. So Nicole, I'll throw it back to you, and you can tell them a little bit about what we do.
Thank you. So the chamber, our chamber has been around since 1976. So we've been around for quite some time. And I think the most important time of all those years is most definitely now. Our main mission is to help small businesses grow with specific emphasis on the Hispanic community and the minority-owned business community. And I'll tell you why that's important specifically today. Right before COVID, Hispanics were opening small businesses at a rate faster than any other group, including white males. So it really does tell you about the tenacity and the drive and the passion that we have as small business owners. The unfortunate part, though, is that because we were opening businesses so quickly, however, we weren't doing it in a way that was necessarily financially smart. And I say that because Hispanics are very resourceful, but sometimes, we hire our family, our mother, our sister. we borrow Peter to pay. We do, like I
You
said,
do what you have to do to
you
stay
do what you
afloat. Yeah,
right.
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. We're very creative. The one small part that, though, it maybe I'll say isn't helping right now is that we didn't really build a runway of our finances, or maybe smart financial plans or relationship with banks that would help us get through this tsunami, this nightmare of a financial situation now. And so, that's the unfortunate part. And so our businesses are closing faster than any other group. And that's where the chamber becomes the key resource in helping these businesses make it through these times.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
it's
tell
important
you,
to do that too.
Nicole, we have identified that over and over and over again. And that's why it's a blessing that the DC, SBDC, and the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber are around, is because now we know the problem and we're capable of helping those that are out there suffering from that deficiency of not having the financial wherewithal and all of the internal financial practices and like QuickBooks or whatever.
That's right.
We're here to help them move forward. So hats off to us.
Yeah,
right.
definitely. Yeah.
And
And
if I can just add that from what I have seen is that the businesses, as Nicole said, just aren't equipped to handle it. And also the other piece of that is that they don't know the resources that are available to help them. And that's why the work, Carl, that your group does, as well as the chamber, is imperative. I have folks that call us up and they honestly don't know where to look, which to us in the business, it seems odd. How could you not know? But a lot of people out there don't know that there's help to write a
right.
business plan, don't know that there's help to clean up credit, don't know that there's help to figure out QuickBooks. So they, and as you said earlier, they have family members that help them. And sometimes that's not the best counsel, right? They need to go out and they need to get mentors and they need to find experts in the field. And I think that's where our work really comes in play.
Yeah. Why don't you think businesses ask for help? Is it because well, you've already said some of them don't even know that there's help available, but the ones who know, why do you think they don't ask?
I mean, I think it's just, I'm not going to say that it's a matter of pride or anything like that. I'm going to really go back to what Grisel was saying. Small businesses really aren't aware of the amount of resources that are, available. And so they might think that it takes too much time to start looking for assistance, where they don't realize that, organization like ours, we're partnering together. And that's the best part about this second run with the PPP. And this time right now, it's people like us that are joining hands more so than before. And so what businesses don't realize is there is just a tremendous amount of information and resources and people who can coach them through that. So they maybe just are a little bit trepidatious about asking because they don't want to feel like they don't know or look like they don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
I get that.
Right.
I think too, what the part of the issue is that they think it's going to be too expensive. I mean, when I talk to business owners that are still doing or not even doing books, they don't even use Excel, right? They're just keeping track of their receipts. And I talk to them about working with a bookkeeper, even not even a CPA, the first thing that comes to mind is it's too expensive. I can't afford it.
That's right.
And,
Right.
and I think that's a stumbling block. And as Carl and Nicole, as we've all said, there are resources out there. Our taxes pay for that, right? So it's not really free. We've already paid for them. But there
That's
are
right.
resources out there that don't cost them anything. So part of it is that they don't know what they don't know. And the other part, honestly, is just ignorance. They just don't know. They don't know where to look, and they think it's too expensive.
You know what? Before we go further, you want to let everybody know where they can go or what your website address is if they need help and they want to reach out to you.
Absolutely. It's gwhcc.org. And everything that you need to know is there. And, I'll tell you, when COVID hit, we immediately took all of our resources, our events, our in-person connections, our classes, and we put them up online. And we're going to continue to do that. And so, many times you actually don't even have to show your face, quote unquote, to get some of the information. And so, it's a great way to explore and get an idea as to what we are offering without having to even necessarily personally connect if you're, shy or you're, a little bit wary. So it's all there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
And the beauty of the whole thing is this: you can access that 24/7.
yeah,
So
definitely.
even after you close the doors on your business, or you're looking to do something in the evening or learn, you can go to the website and look at other materials and find out what's going on and take part in workshops and webinars.
And let me just
Yeah.
add to that. I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Add to that.
Well, I was just going to say, we, in addition to classes and training, the one thing that I think has been most valuable too that we offer are connections. So we all spend a lot of our time on the phone hearing direct stories about where our members and businesses are, where they are currently. And then we run through our quote unquote Rolodex of people in our heads and say, you should partner with this person and this person needs your services. And so, that's one of the main benefits of the chamber is we've been around and we know our members. And so we could connect, a catering company with a partner who needs catering or delivery, or with a, retirement home whose, people there need to access food but don't know where to go. Just a myriad of connections that we ourselves, upon hearing your story, can help you with.
I agree with that.
Right.
I was going to ask also, we only have about a minute and a half left, and we'll probably talk about this on the other side of the break, but what is it that a business needs to succeed, especially in a COVID world? It's, I'm thinking the answer is going to be much longer than it was pre-2020. So what is it that you need to succeed?
I think the first thing you need to do is look internally at your systems. I think you need to have the vision to look at your financials. I think you really have to put those things in place and make sure to fill in any gaps that you have, because that's going to be one of the only ways that you know what you need to move forward, where you are financially. Get those things in order. That would be one thing I would say. Grisel, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. But I think first and foremost, what they need is clarity. And that clarity they can only get from working with a mentor. And I'll tell you why. Most small businesses have a blind spot. We talked about you don't know what you don't know. The benefit to working with another professional, a mentor, is that they can disclose those. They can show you where your blind spots are at. Because unless you have the clarity of mind to move forward, your business will not survive. This morning, we had a workshop and we had over 160 folks that registered on there, all looking for ways for funding and so on and so forth. And what came up was that they weren't prepared. Their credit wasn't in check. Number two, they didn't know where to go for resources. Number three, some of them had gone to various resources. So we live in an information of age, right? So everyone, if you don't like my answer, you go to the other another person to get their answer.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that they find a mentor that they trust and respect, and that they can work with them to uncover the blind spots, and if need be, pivot into something else.
Yeah, let's talk about that some more on the other side of the break. We do have to go to break right now, so we'll be right back after these messages here on the Small Business Report. Hey, Small Business Report listeners. We've said goodbye to summer and it's time for things to get back to our everyday autumn groove. With so much changing around us, it's difficult to find that extra time for you. With Plexiderm, all you need is 10 minutes and you can look 10 years younger. Plexiderm is a clinically studied serum that gives your appearance the right kind of changes. Visibly reduce wrinkles, fine lines, and even under eye bags in minutes. Take up to 10 years off your appearance in less than 10 minutes. The results will last for hours. Try a 6-application trial pack for just $14.95 with free shipping when you visit tryplexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and use the code SMALL. This order comes with free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Make those wrinkles, lines, and under eye bags disappear with Plexiderm. Visit tryplexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and say the code SMALL at checkout.
Get ready for skincare and makeup that will heal your mind, body, and soul. SkinDeepBeautyStore.com is a totally organic and vegan skincare and makeup line that you'll love using, because what you put on your body is just as important as what you put in it. Choose from our organic moisturizers, anti-aging serums, natural and fruit-based scrubs, masks, lipsticks, and glosses. No more worries about harsh chemicals being absorbed into your skin. It's time to commit to your health and wellness. SkinDeepBeautyStore.com is your one-stop, cruelty-free skincare and makeup shop with safe and environmentally friendly ingredients for the love of you. Visit us at SkinDeepBeautyStore.com. That's SkinDeepBeautyStore.com.
Do you need expert advice from successful business leaders on how to start, grow, and finance your business? Tune in every week to the Small Business Report at HUR Voices on Sirius XM Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharon Morton. The Small Business Report gives you, the small business owner, and those thinking about starting a business, expert advice from successful business leaders around the country. Visit us at smallbusinessreport.biz and like us on Facebook. The Small Business Report, giving you the tools you need to succeed. This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharon Morton.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. So, Grisel, you were talking about, the need to succeed and having a mentor to help you with your blind spot. Let's finish that thought.
Sure. As I said, the benefit of what we have found, the benefit of working with a mentor is that they can help take a look at things in a different way, kind of looking outside the box. And sometimes that is very difficult to do when you're surrounding yourself by family and friends, because they're not going to tell you what to do. So I think that is one of the benefits of working with a mentor. I know that the SBDC, Carl, your group does a phenomenal job. I mean, what did you say? You did 4,600 hours of counseling. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing. On the chamber side, we also have a technical assistance program, and we have phenomenal counselors, people that are in the business, that understand and that can guide. So I think that folks just need to know that there is help. There is one-on-one help that is available to you, that is at no cost. So really take the time to seek out someone that you trust and respect and move forward.
And that's the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And folks can reach out to you by going to your website at gwhcc.org, correct?
Correct. That's right. That's right.
One of the other things small business owners or business owners in general need to realize is that they have to put aside a budget for advertising and marketing, because if you don't advertise and market your business, no one's going to know that you're there, that you're in business. And so I think small business owners tend to overlook that and maybe think, I'll use, and they can use social media. That helps. But there's also another level to that. And I've learned that as a small business owner, that I can't just, put an ad or two on social media and just think, my business is going to blow up. I'm going to have, thousands of orders. I have found that out the hard way. You really have to make a concerted effort and have a budget for advertising and marketing. And also I've had to hire experts. I mean, I'm pretty good at marketing, but I've had to hire experts who are phenomenal in social media advertising and marketing, which is totally different. And I've hired a young person because they know social media with their eyes closed. These young people they were born with cell phones in their hands, so technology is second nature to them. So it's important for business owners to know that too.
Well, and let me
Sharon,
just
I
say
think
that.
it's, I'm sorry, I think it's important too, as you're talking about social media. Social media isn't about getting a like on Facebook. It's really about how to brand, how to do your branding, and how to get your name out. But I think
Right.
you're absolutely correct. Since COVID, even pre-COVID, this was already happening, was a shift to digital media. And so being able to be well versed to take advantage of those opportunities. And it's a great opportunity. You can reach now many, many more people than you could before. So kudos to you for recognizing that.
Yeah, it wasn't without much sweat and tears, though. I mean, I think a lot of business owners, small business owners, can identify and empathize. It's not easy, you know.
And I think it's very important, especially now. And when we come back, right now is the time to be building your brand, right? And
Right.
right, because we will come back, we will survive this, and it's going to be the companies that have done an extraordinary job of branding themselves in many different platforms, right? You combine it and have variety. That when things get back, they're going to be the front runners, and so that's a really good point.
hmm Yeah, I think this COVID has been both a blessing and a curse. A blessing in that it has allowed everybody to pause and kind of reassess and build out your brand and work, hard on your business so that, like you said, when we come back, we can hit the ground running.
Right.
I don't need to mention why it's been a curse. Everybody knows why.
My
Right.
God, for
hmm
sure.
Well, that's true, but also it allowed people like to reset their business and pivot. And
Right.
hmm
those that are surviving and thriving saw firsthand that, okay, I got a brick and mortar, no one's coming through the door. How do I still communicate with my customers? And so they had to pivot, go online, and now they found that, oh wow, I'm not only communicating with my regular old customers, but I got a whole host of new customers
That's
as
right.
well because I'm online now, where I didn't focus any time on being online until I had to close my door.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a hundred
Yeah.
percent.
It's
That's right.
taught a
And
And
lot of
I'd
us.
like to I'd like to make one additional point, if I may. And this is kind of exciting. We talked about COVID being both a blessing and obviously it's been horrible. But one of the things that I've seen is people in the minority and quote unquote handicap groups that have been able to open up business. I'm talking about people that are hearing impaired and so on and so forth. One of the things that the chamber has started to do this year is that obviously we have closed captioning, but we also have closed captioning in English and in Spanish. And I think that's important because there are a lot of groups that have been marginalized, whether it's through a handicap or what have you. So now they have an opportunity to be on the same level as businesses that are seasoned. So I'm very happy to see those businesses and those business owners that didn't have an opportunity before be able to compete on the same level.
That's right.
hmm
Great point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen that as well. The amount of folks that were asking for assistance increased, and thankfully we were able to provide that service to them, so that they would be included in this whole, figure out what you're going to do next level type thing that we got going on out here.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about, how do you communicate with your clients, and how do you bring them in? How do you run them through your program?
Sure. Well, so we spent a lot of time making phone calls, and we also, of course, have our, outbound communication via our newsletters. That's the first thing that we did was put, like I said, all of our information online, but also through our newsletters. And so people look out for all of this new, relevant, updated information, and that's a major way that we not only can brand our members, but also communicate to them. And what we also try to do is we try to make not everything about COVID. So we'll have, for example, networking and fun things, trivia nights. Like everyone's trying to be a little creative. We certainly include ourselves in that because at the end of the day, the mental exhaustion that Zoom is bringing all of us. I mean, we don't have to talk about that, right? But I find that it's very helpful and uplifting when our members can come together and just have fun when we don't have to make COVID the central part of the conversation, but rather just, reignite connections and have a few laughs and, just have some fun. And I think that is just as important, if not sometimes more important because of everything that we're going through. So we make sure to keep connected to everyone.
Yeah. What do you suggest that businesses use as tools to track their sales and projections? Because earlier you mentioned sometimes small business owners, they just kind of write stuff on pieces of paper. They don't think they can afford an accountant or, someone to keep track of their sales and projections. What do you suggest for them, especially if they have a small budget?
Right.
Sure.
Grisel,
Well,
you want
I
to take
think
that? Yeah.
yes, absolutely. We talked about QuickBooks before. That's a relatively inexpensive tool to use. You don't have to use QuickBooks. There are other providers out there, but some sort of accounting software to track, because again, it's all about numbers. There are other tools, scheduling tools, so that you can schedule things. There's cash flow tools.
Yeah.
So really just having, I love to use a dashboard. I think it's a fabulous tool so that they can take a quick snapshot. But even the banks have tools that you can use. They have spending tools so that you can categorizing. So what I think business people need to do is to use the tool. First of all, there's a lot of free tools out there, but check with their local bank, check with us, check with the SBD centers, and we can kind of point them to, because every industry is going to be a little bit differently. But what without a doubt, they need some sort of accounting software.
Okay, well,
They do,
ladies,
and
yeah. Oh, go ahead, Carl. We got about a minute
I'm
left.
just going to say that is the reason why a lot of people didn't get approval for the PPP or the idle loans, because they couldn't show that their business was actually affected by the COVID because they had no financial information available.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, ladies, it's been a pleasure having you on. Let everybody know again how they can reach out to the Greater Washington Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Sure. The best way is just jump on our website which is gwhcc.org, and all of the information you need is there.
Sounds great. Well, it's been
Yeah.
great.
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
you.
both for including us. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back after these messages here on the Small Business Report.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, are you a small or mid-sized business? Let BDPAtoday.com help you leverage emerging technologies and digital innovations to transform your business.
BDPAtoday.com will highlight your organization's innovations, solutions, and success stories. Let BDPAtoday.com publish your branded videos, blogs, and photos to a national tech industry audience and assist with your awareness building campaign. With BDPAtoday.com, you can network with qualified and certified tech professionals and get access to developers, gamers, hackers, and interns to join your team for short or long-term projects.
Visit BDPAtoday.com for true digital transformation that will drive competitive advantage to your organization.
That's BDPAtoday.com.
Are you in trouble with the IRS? Whether you owe federal or state taxes, are under audit, or need to dispute your case in tax court, don't go up against the IRS alone. Let the tax experts at the law office of Beverly Winstead fight for you. With more than 15 years of tax law experience, The law office of Beverly Winstead has successfully negotiated settlements, reduced payments, and won disputes against the IRS for its clients. Go to www.irshelpattorneys.com for tax resolution for you or your business, or call 301-306-1234. The law office of Beverly Winstead, you're not alone. Call 301-306-1234.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharon Morton.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. And as promised, we have Nicole Roberts-Jones, and she is going to talk about banking your brilliance, bankroll your brilliance rather. And she is a phenomenal speaker. You want to hear what she has to say. Bankroll your brilliance, Nicole Roberts-Jones. So, hey, welcome to the show, Nicole. How you doing?
I'm good. Listen, we had such a great conversation before. I can't wait to hear what we get ready to do now.
I know. It's like, it's real funny because people really need to see what we do when the commercials or before the show, because that's really the show right there. I mean, we have so much fun talking. So, but hey, let's just jump right into it because we only got a little bit of time, and I want to share you with the audience so they know more about you. And then before the segment's over, we'll give them your website and all that good stuff. So, but what did you do to start your entrepreneurial journey, and why did you do it? When and why?
So really, I became an entrepreneur on an accident. So this year marks 28 years, even though I'm only 29. Don't judge me, right? So 1993, again, accident. If you would have asked me back then, if I wanted to start a business, I would have told you heck to the no. If you would have asked me anything close to what transpired, and I'm going to tell you what happened. So this really happened at a time that I had the career I've always wanted since I was a little girl. It was the job I always dreamed of in the entertainment industry. So here I was, I had matriculated to work for Viacom's largest cable network. We had an outreach to 89 million homes on a weekly basis. From there, I worked on the #1 TV show in casting. And then from there, I worked with the entertainment group, and what we produced generated over $12.6 billion a year. Plus, Carl, look, I know you know me by now, so you know I was going to all the hot Hollywood parties, right?
Absolutely.
Bumping elbows with all the stars. And so I'm sharing that with you because I wanted you to understand that I was living the dream. However, somewhere along the way, I felt like something was missing. And I kept feeling like I was crazy because how could I feel like something was missing when this was all I had ever dreamed of doing? And I had done it. Here I was, right? And so every time I tried to talk to one of my friends about it, they kept saying, "Girl, are you crazy? Didn't we just go to this party? And didn't you just go to this red carpet event?" And et cetera, et cetera. And so it was me feeling dazed and confused, Carl. And one night I went and volunteered at a program at my church, working with young women. And doing this work lit up my soul. And so I know that this work now this again was in 1993. There was no such thing as coaching. I know now that what I was doing was coaching those young women to really align their purpose with their paycheck, to really look at how do you align the work you do with what you're really, really great at. And so in essence, that's kind of really how it started. It started just from passion, just from having really a hole in my soul.
Let me tell you, I echo that. I was sitting in the back of a bus with a guy who is a world-renowned bass player, Marcus Miller. And he had his bass guitar, and I had my football equipment, and we were going to do our respective things. And we were sitting in the back of the Q5AB bus in Jamaica, Queens.
All right,
going
come on.
to the train station. That's right. I'm going to put it out there. And Marcus said, "Man, you got to find something in life that you really love and you'll never go to work."
Yes.
I looked at this brother and I looked at my football equipment, and I love playing football, but I said, "Man, this really ain't my purpose." But I was gearing my life toward it, running, exercising, lifting weights, going to ballet, karate, the whole nine, so I can do my craft. but that wasn't what I wanted to do internally.
Mm.
So, let's talk about you though. One of the things that I know you really focus on is aligning your purpose with your brand and your business. Share with us why you believe that is important.
So, again, this is September of this year will be year 28. So I'm saying that because I've learned this over time. So when I left entertainment and I started working with young women, and over time that became working with grown folks, people like all of you listening, and really helping you take your brains to the bank, as you said at the beginning. So what I learned is I'm doing the same thing I was doing when I worked in TV and film. So I'm still taking your gifts. So in casting and in talent management, which are the two areas I worked in, what I did was see your gift and I put you in the right role, right? So over
Okay.
here, in as a coach, as a bankroll your brains expert, what I do is see your gift and see all the ways you can make money from your gift. And so it's the same thing. And so I think what I have learned is you've got to get clear on the one thing God has created you to do or be, and create your brand from that. And I'm saying that because there's a saying, I hope I say it right, and I know y'all have heard this saying, jack of all trades, master of none. And I see
Absolutely.
so many people start businesses and you trying to be everything to everybody, which means you're nothing to no one. And then the second thing I see, nothing to no one, but also a confused mind doesn't buy. So if they can't figure out how you can help them or what it is you do, then they go and look for what they need elsewhere. So I
That's
think it's
right.
so important for you to align your brand with one conversation, for you to align your purpose with your brand so that you love what you do, so that people see you as the answer to the need that they have, rather, is the way I should say, the answer to their need. And so to me, when you do those two things, what you do is effortless and you love it.
Yeah, and let me just break it down real simple. Gotta make the donuts. The guy making the donuts.
And
We
and if
all
I share
know.
with you, right, and here's the fourth step for those of you that are going to say that's all great, but how do I get to this? So there's a framework that I work my clients through that I think are all you need all four of these things to really have a profitable business. One is the first is passion. You've got to love what you do. In Michelle Obama's book, spoiler alert, if y'all didn't read it, in about chapter 10 of Becoming, she talks about the fact that she was a lawyer. Same thing she did, the same thing I did. She matriculated in the field. And then she realized, now I didn't hate my job, but she hated being a lawyer. She was great at it, but she hated it. And she realized she had spent all this time and all this energy on this one thing. And now what? Well, that's why it's important for you to love what you do, because if you don't love it, why do you wake up in the morning? And you said
That's
this a few
right.
minutes ago, right? So then the second
Hmm.
one, because I can go on, we could have a whole show just about that. The second one is proficiency. What are you great at? So your passion and your proficiency has to correlate, because if you're good at something but you hate it, like Michelle Obama, then you don't want to do it. But if you're good at something and or you're good at well, you're good at something and sorry, let me say it backwards. I'm saying it backwards. If you love it but you're not good at it, then who's gonna pay you? You don't.
That's
Then you
right.
can't move anybody into the third P, which is problem. What problem does it solve? Because ultimately, it's not for you. It's for every person that needs you. And when you get clear on who that group of people is, that's how you move into the fourth P, which is profit. Because when you're the answer to somebody's problem, they'll pay you for it. So when I think about my iPhone that I'm looking at right now, right? If Steve Jobs, or whoever created the iPhone with Steve Jobs or whatever, I'm not getting into all the semantics, but the point is that he did stop and take his intellectual property to build this phone that I need, and all you smartphone, Samsung or whatever users don't hate, you know what I'm talking about,
That's
then
right.
we would not have this phone. We still be flipping or using pagers, and so it's really understanding those four P's and getting clear and allowing that to lead how you show up and do the work that you do in this world.
So let me ask you, what is the most important thing to focus on when you start a business? Because I love talking about
Mm-hmm.
that.
I think I called it, and I said it a few minutes ago, the power of the one thing. I think so many people, when we talk about branding, will want a pretty website, or fellas, a nice website. I don't want to leave y'all out. So they want this phenomenal looking website. They want all these nice pictures. They want to have the social media presence, but you can be Facebook famous and broke.
That's right. Oh,
So
yeah.
you got to be clear on the one thing. So what's the one thing that people come to you for? What's the one thing? Like if you think about Nike, you think what? Just do it. So what's the one thing that you want to be known for in your industry? And how do you become the go-to person for that one thing?
Okay. Well, look, why don't you give them your website and how to get in touch with you, and then we'll
I'm
go to break.
Yes, NicoleRobertsJones.com. I'm easy. NicoleRobertsJones.com. And listen, I am big on Instagram, so you can follow me on Instagram in Roberts Jones. I had to let go of my first name because it's too long. In Roberts Jones is where I am on Instagram.
All right. Now, let me ask you about that. A lot of people, are using social media. Is that something that people that are in your business need to do?
Everybody that has a business should be on social media, because I call it dating. And I know we're going to talk about marketing, so I'm gonna just talk about it now. Dating before you put a ring on it. So people need to be able to experience you before they enter into a contractual relationship with you. And that's what social media is part of that equation, is allowing people to experience the brand called you. And so, yeah, everybody needs to be on social media.
Okay, well, look, we're getting ready to go to break. When we come back, I want to talk about bankrolling your brilliance and giving us some tips about that. So you're listening to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, we've said goodbye to summer and it's time for things to get back to our everyday autumn groove. With so much changing around us, it's difficult to find that extra time for you. With Plexiderm, all you need is 10 minutes and you can look 10 years younger. Plexiderm is a clinically studied serum that gives your appearance the right kind of changes. Visibly reduce wrinkles, fine lines, and even under eye bags in minutes. Take up to 10 years off your appearance in less than 10 minutes. The results will last for hours. Try a 6-application trial pack for just $14.95 with free shipping when you visit tryplexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and use the code SMALL. This order comes with free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Make those wrinkles, lines, and under-eye bags disappear with Plexiderm. Visit tryplexiderm.com or call 800-685-1292 and say the code SMALL at checkout.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, this is your host, Carl Brown and Sharon Morton. Are you a growing, small, or mid-sized government contractor ready to reduce your back office costs? Do you want to maximize your compliance and minimize risk managing contracts? Move your business to the next level of success with At-Work Systems.
At-Work's OneLink solution provides electronic self-services to every employee, greatly reducing frustrating paperwork. Your managers get out-of-the-box processes that increases productivity, improves control, and eliminates surprises. And most importantly, your executives get the real-time data and analysis needed to make better decisions.
Take it from us here on the Small Business Report on Sirius XM. Let At-Work Systems streamline your back office and save you money while doing it.
Visit exploreatwork.com now and receive your free demo and business assessment. That's exploreatwork.com. Are you a business owner and your business needs a boost? Are you ready to build or grow a profitable business that delivers new clients and customers to you every month? Have your business highlighted on a national radio show or TV network. Let MortonMediaTV.com help you get the maximum exposure your business deserves so that you can get the customers you need. MortonMediaTV.com will help you start or grow your business rapidly through the power of TV and radio. You can reach hundreds of thousands of viewers and listeners who want to buy your product or service. At MortonMediaTV.com, our mission is to teach business owners how to use the media to their benefit. You can become a thriving entrepreneur and achieve the financial freedom you've always dreamed about. Go to MortonMediaTV.com and get your business on TV or radio for the maximum exposure you deserve and the customers you need. That's MortonMediaTV.com.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharon Morton.
Hey, small business listeners, this is your boy Carl Brown, and in the studio, well, online with me today. I love saying studio, but I got Nicole Roberts Jones on the phone with us today, and we are talking about bankroll your business. Your brilliance. I'm sorry. Bankroll your brilliance.
It works either way, right?
Yeah, right? and she is the Bankroll Your Brilliance expert. So I want her to give us some tips about how do we go about doing that? How do we bankroll our brilliance? So, and that's real important.
Yeah. So first, let me say I love that this is the virtual studio, right? Because I am in the studio; it's just virtual, and really, you shifted it because of COVID. So I want you all to get this: when you are working in your business and you only have one way to make money, then you're capping off what's possible for you, especially in COVID-19. When COVID happened, my question to you was, were you able to pivot and still make revenue? So that's why bankrolling your brilliance is so important. And before I tell you all the ways you can bankroll your brilliance, I want you to understand I'm talking about your intellectual property. So when I say intellectual property, I'm talking about the genius that you have, the brilliance, the thing that everybody comes to you picking your brain. It refers to the creations of your mind, right? So many people think that what I'm getting ready to say doesn't relate to them. So let me say this first before I tell you how to do it. So if you're a lawyer, if you're an accountant, if you're any kind of service provider, I'm talking about the bridge you use to move someone's life or business or career forward. However, if you have a brick and mortar business, like I have a client who has a lipstick applicator line, and she thought I couldn't help her. Oh, I love a challenge. And so for her, I said, what is it that people call you and pick your brain about the most? And she said, oh, manufacturing. Hello, we created a manufacturing program. So that's another stream of income for her. So I want you guys to get out of the mindset of doing business like you've always done. I'm coming for what you have not yet done in your business. Okay.
Let me just tell you, a lot of my friends have said to me the same thing that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
They are tired of people coming to them, asking them questions that they will go and pay somebody else for.
Right.
So they want to know, and I want to know, what is a good way, not to, just down talk to somebody, but just to say, I'm worth more than what you're giving me credit for.
Sure.
You're coming to me for an answer, and I'm asking you for compensation, and then we having a problem. We shouldn't have a problem.
No. Well, first of all, you've got to know your value. You have to be willing to tell somebody what, but not how. I'll tell you what you need. You need this, this, and this, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it. How to do it is my 8-week coaching program, is my, because here's the other thing you guys have to realize. It's irresponsible for you to think that you can help somebody transform their life and their business in a 10-minute, 15-minute, even a 30-minute conversation. You can't. You can give them a couple pointers, but you can't really coach them to move it forward. So
Right.
if they want a quick, listen, I'm not a one night stand kind of girl. So if you want a quickie, then great. I'll give you a 5-minute answer, but that's not going to give you a long-term sustainable growing business. It's just not.
I love it because we talk about lifestyle versus legacy all the time.
Yes,
here.
yes,
You know,
yes.
because it's killing our folks. I mean, they just don't understand that you can't give your family a suit, a pair of shoes, but you can give them a viable business. You can sell the business and give them some money. I mean, but you can't.
Right.
I don't want my father's shirt, shoes, and hat. I mean, we were two different sizes when he was here,
Right.
And my son definitely don't want my stuff,
But if you take it to a tailor, i.e. a coach, and you get
Right.
it fit for you, that's why it's important that you have a coach. Because what happens is when you try to use a cookie color, I call it being the Milli Vanilli, having Milli Vanilli syndrome. And those of you that are going to make me feel old, I know Carl knows who Milli Vanilli is. Those of you that are going to make me feel old, Google Milli Vanilli. They were a group out in the 90s. They won a Grammy. And then come to find out they were lip syncing on the entire album, which means they used a cookie cutter approach to do what they were doing and then got found out and then got their Grammy revoked. So
That's right.
when you try to do something in someone else's shoes or based on someone else's journey. So if I woke up and said, I'm going to do this just like Oprah, I would fail. Just like, dare I say, if Oprah tried to be Nicole Roberts-Jones, she would fail. And I can go on and on. So you got to understand that thing that makes you uniquely you. That's why I talked about the power of one a few minutes ago. And begin to do that. That is what differentiates you in your market. So before, look, you and I can keep talking. I want to give you guys a couple pointers of bankroll your brilliance because we started talking about that and I didn't give you guys the pointers and I don't want y'all to be calling the radio station saying she never gave them. So the first thing you've got to
have
do.
you back.
The first thing you've got to do is one, you've got to build your business with a blueprint. So if I use, and I always give examples so you understand what I mean. I just recently redid the house I grew up in. I'm from Inglewood, California. So I gutted the entire house. And so listen, of course I wanted these phenomenal floors I saw. I wanted these certain walls. And my contractor was like, hold on, miss. I want all this stuff. We can't do anything until we create a blueprint. Because if you build your house without it, I could have these phenomenal walls, these phenomenal flooring I wanted, and an earthquake would come and my house could fall because the walls may not go with the flooring, et
That's
cetera, et
right.
cetera. But that's what
Yes.
happens when people build a business, they do whatever, whenever, however, and they don't have strategy that is unique to their methodology. So what I mean by that is, Carl, you wake up every morning and you're Carl on autopilot. You don't have to say, I think I'm going to be Carl today. So there are things, and even though Sharon is not here, Sharon doesn't have to get up in the morning and say, oh, I think I want to be Sharon today, right? She could just do what she does, just like you could do what you do on autopilot. So when you get clear about how you serve people and you create a methodology around it, it becomes a blueprint to everything you do in your business. So that's number one. And in regards to the blueprint, if anything is not in alignment with your blueprint, you should not be doing it. That's
That's
a
right.
whole conversation by itself. The second thing is you got to move beyond marketing. Now, of course, I believe in marketing, but here's again that cookie cutter piece. People get these marketing programs and they do it, and sometimes it's not in alignment with your secret sauce. And so you've got to, I started this conversation right before we took a break, or you got to date. I call it building visibility. So if my husband brought my ring to our first date, I would have been calling my girlfriend like, girl, come get me. This man is crazy. But don't we do this as entrepreneurs, as business owners? We think I'm gonna build this new thing and people just gonna buy it. No,
All the
you gotta
time.
you gotta allow people to experience it, and then you gotta show them the value it will bring to their life or their business or career because of it. So you've got to build visibility around that. And then the very last thing is you've got to have multiple streams of income. So you've got to have one of them has to be making money while you sleep. So like, for instance, I'm here with you right now, Carl. Somebody's going through my online program and I'm not there.
That's right. And you
So those
getting
are the three
paid
tips
for
I would
them to
give.
do it.
Yep.
That's
Like I
right.
have a
Yeah.
client in Singapore. It still amazes me. I'm like, how the heck did you find me? My online program.
That's right. That's right. I mean,
Hmm.
that's how I was asked to do a TV show. I didn't I didn't know
Right.
them. They
Right.
called me. I was like, wow, you want me to do a TV show? Wow, okay.
But
But
they see
I
the
told
value you're
Sharon,
bringing in the
right,
marketplace. They see what you're up
yeah,
to. That's more
yes,
powerful than any
yes,
audition you could ever do. People are watching you. And so that's why it's so
yes.
important that brings it full circle. That's so important that your visibility is in alignment with who you be. Because if I start doing Facebook Lives and I'm talking about stuff I have no business talking about, which is outside of my blueprint, then I'm showing people a fake Nicole Roberts Jones. I'm being, you're going to love this. Y'all remember I Love New York?
Uh-huh.
What's her name? Tiffany, that show. I'm being I Love New York because I just want to be famous. I'm just doing whatever, whenever, however, instead of being like Beyonce and being strategic and create a strategy around my career.
Build your brand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time. I mean, your image is worth millions.
Yeah.
And if you don't protect your image, you're going to lose in the end
Yeah.
because, and if you don't bring value to the proposition, you're not going to be, worth anything to anybody. So
Right.
we only got a minute and a half left. So, I mean, we got to have you back on to do another show. I mean, because you are so phenomenal. I just love talking to you. So what's one of your favorite things? I mean, I've heard you say is your comfort zone is where your dreams go to die.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Something to that effect. So we'll
Yep.
talk about that.
Yep. So there's a quote by Bishop A.R. Bernard that says, the tools you've used on this level are not sufficient for your next. And what happens when you're trying to grow your business using what you already know is not sufficient if you're trying to go after some place you've never been. So you've got to acquire new tools. And oftentimes that means you got to get uncomfortable to do it. So I know for me, at a time when my business was stuck, I had to hire a coach That coach cost $30,000. I ain't never spent $30,000 on myself except for college, right? And so
Yep.
many people don't invest. But had I not invested in that coach, my business would have never hit six figures and been going into multiple six figures for multiple years. So it's really looking at what can you, let me just say like this, your comfort and your conviction can never coexist. So you're either going to choose comfort and stay at mediocre, or you choose conviction and go after your next level.
Well, Nicole Roberts Jones. So, Nicole, give me your info one last time because we got to jump. I'm sorry.
NicoleRobertsJones.com. And a free gift, if you don't mind, I want to give you my Bankroll Your Brilliance book. Go to BankrollYourBrillianceBook.com. It teaches you 15 ways to make money from what you know.
There you go. So, look, folks, this has been the Small Business Report. We'll be back next week with vital information that would help you grow your business.
This has been Carl Brown and Sharon Morton giving you all the tools you need to succeed on the Small Business Report. Thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in next week at HUR Voices on Sirius XM Channel 141. Please don't forget to like us on Facebook. And for more tips on starting, growing, and financing your business, visit us at thesmallbusinessreport.biz.